Hi, and welcome to this channel. In this video, we are gonna discuss how we can use Playwright and the Python behave to implement a BDD framework in Python. Nowadays, there is plenty example to do the same thing with SpecFlow or Cucumber in Java, but here we want to see how we can tackle this with Python behave. It can get a little tricky with the async and the asynchronous we have to take care about, but I hope it can help you lay the foundation to your next automation project. So let's just dive in. So in order to build our automation framework, I've prepared a small web app. Let's just try to have this project up and running. So I've already prepared a folder there. I'm just gonna go do and git clone that project. I go inside the folder and I run the command to install all the necessary package. So okay, when it's completed, I can simply run the application. So npm run dev. So I can access the application at this URL. So let's try it. I don't need that page anymore. And yeah, we got it, it's working. So if I actually set the login, so yeah, I'm redirected to the login page with the username, the password, and the two buttons, the submit button and the forgot password button. So the application is ready. We can actually start the test. I have prepared a new project. I've defined, choose a name, Python, new environment. So it's always a good practice to have a virtual environment. And I just create it. So yeah, so everything is there. So I'm gonna go to the terminal and I'm gonna install all the different package. Though the first one will be the Playwright package. So we just install the recommended version by Playwright. So after that, we run the command Playwright install to make sure we have all the browser. And then we install the behave framework. So pip install behave, that will be the command. And yeah, that's it. So in the Cucumber framework, the first thing is to have a feature file. So actually we are gonna come there, we're gonna create a directory, gonna call it features. Inside that feature, we're gonna have a file login.feature. Let's just add a scenario in there. So basically what we are doing is that when the login page is open, we fill the username on login page with the value, we fill the password with another value, and we click submit, and we expect to see uh, the account page with the welcome text containing this value. So we see the structure, the given, when, and the then. So when I'm using Playwright or a framework like Selenium, I actually like to use the page object model. In our case, it's completely optional, but I just found that it's a good practice. So let's just add quickly some page object to represent the different page in our application. So we have the login page .py. We'll have account page.py. And I'll actually define a base page that will inherit from from this. So no, I need to create to quick a folder we call models, and we're gonna put those files inside the model. Yes, so I want to move in, and also this one. Okay, so I just need a base page, and the actually two others will inherit for that one. In that case, it's really simple because our base page will only contain two methods. So yeah, so we see that our forgot something from Playwright async API import page. So we just have these two methods to validate the title of the page and the URL of the page. We can also note that we use the async version of the API, of the Playwright API. If we use the synchronous version of the API, our test will fail when we run it with Behave, because Behave is built with asyncio on top of it, and it expects asynchronous method. So that's something you need to keep in mind. It's very important, or otherwise we'll have a bunch of error. So let's put the code for the login page next. The login page have more stuff. We have our web element in there. We have some methods to interact with those web elements. So to navigate, we use this playwright method, page.goto, fill the username, fill the password, and other method that will be used during the step definition. So that is to allow the reusability of the code. We'll see it later. And yeah, so the click button and validate when the error message display. So and the account page is more simpler because at this stage we just have like one method in there to validate that the message contains the username we pass. So to be something like that, and that's it. Now we are ready to start our step definition. So first thing first, we need to think of a fixture or thing that will be done over the thing that will be done when we start to run the test or when we start each text. In this case, we need to have a fresh browser when we start a new test. So there is a file called environment.py in the behave that behave expect to find all the feature we want or the method we want to be called, like before each feature, before each scenario, after feature and after scenario, and etc. So actually in the feature, we would create a file called environment.py. And in that file, for our case, we will add the following. So we'll create a fixture like in PyTest, the same purpose. So browser Chrome. So what we will do, it will start a Playwright instance and launch a Chromium browser. Headless at true to see it running. Slow-mo at 1000. I mean, actually, I can put 500. And with the Chrome channel, so we want to see a Google Chrome browser running. So, and after that method, we have a new method we will define before scenario. And this method will be called before each scenario. And what we will do, we'll use the fixture we just defined. So before each scenario, we have a fresh instance of page that we start. We can note the presence of this. This is an event async, and it means that we should wait that this method finishes execution before we continue. So to define now our steps, we create a new folder into in the feature call it steps. Let's just navigate to this file, and we'll see that some warning because the step definition is not created. And so what we will do, we can do create step definition, or we can decide to have a create step for all definition. We will choose a file name. I can call it login steps. The file is Python, and the file location will be in feature steps. So okay. So we'll see that the steps, a new file have been created with all the method there. So we can choose a more meaningful name, and yeah. So I don't think it will be interesting for you to see me typing. So I'll just go and grab the correct version for all this file. So yeah, here we come. We have the implementation for all this file. We'll go through one or two so you can see. So for example, for this one, the login page is open. If I go into this file, the login page is open. So we make sure to have this this event in there, and we just use this method navigate, define the login page to make sure we access the login URL. We can see that those two steps are basically the same. It's just the parameter that make the difference. So this is the username field, but this is the password field. And actually we can build something like when I fill the field on login page with this value, and we create a method in there, the login page, that will accept two parameters, so we can reuse it to implement this login step. And yeah, so we do basically implement all the different action for all the different action, and we just make sure to have this event set in there. Say normally our step is complete and we can run the scenario. So yes, so our implementation is complete. So to actually see it running, I have to set headless to false. And when that is done, if I actually launch it, we can launch it with IntelliJ or the other methods. Let me just clear first. Is the whole behave there with no parameter. So voila, you can see that the test has actually run. We slow it down with this parameter so that we can actually see it, and the test succeeds. So all the things happen as expected. So we can follow and have another scenario. Actually, I think I have all the method already implemented, so I can use another scenario. They want to check, for example, for invalid credential. So we do the same thing, but we make sure to give an invalid password. I can run it all together. So I can just come to terminal there and just put behave. And that will be the result. Yeah, all the scenario pass, and yeah, so that's the cool framework that we can use to enhance it. It's a good foundation, but it's still a lot of work to do in terms of configuration. Make sure we can have a different browser running. Make sure to not hard code the URL like I did in there. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. Don't hesitate to like it, share it, and comment for if you have any suggestion. See you there. Bye bye.